Hey, we're live, everybody. And I want to start off and apologize for not being on last night, but it was the Lord's Day and I was enjoying my chill, restful night last night. And I just decided to skip and take a break. But I am back this evening and I got quite the topic tonight for everybody. I'll just wait a few minutes. Hey, we're hanging out. I got quite the topic tonight. Christine, you're going to have lots of input here on this one, and you can help me so much to just give lots of real life experiences on this. So I have this LaCroix. Sorry, I'm so backwards. I'm like, I have this LaCroix. This is a, what is this? This is like a pink grapefruit. It's very good. I like them all. They're all good. And they're cheap at Walmart. Not that I'm promoting Walmart, but they are cheap. I try to limit it to like once a day, but sometimes, I might have to. So anyway, my husband also found a really good sugar-free yogurt. Amy Anderson, Miranda, I'm glad that y'all are here. We have a, what would I say? Not professional. What would you say? We have, a Carnivore Pro in the house tonight. Prep for eternity. You're in for a treat. My friend Christine is on tonight, and she has over a year of carnivore and keto before that under her belt, and her husband have been doing it together, and they have tons of experience with all of the different phases of carnivore, ketovore, all that stuff. They've gone through it all, still going through it all, which is the fun of it. And she's going to give me lots of good life experiences. She's going to share with y'all probably as long as she can be on here. Lots of good life experiences, real things. The topic for tonight is to forget perfect. Forget perfect. Throw perfect out the window and just aim for consistent, right? So we're only motivated to do things that are easy and convenient and require the least amount of effort. And I think that's especially true when it comes to our food choices. I think that the more complicated we make it, the more complicated it is, the more steps it takes to cook it and prepare it. It's just like, forget it, never mind, we'll just have pizza. You know what I mean? So when we think about, especially as moms, like, what's your backup go-to plans? I think it's really important as you go through whatever you are, if you're just low carb, keto, carnivore, ketovore, whatever you are at this point in the process, I think it's really important to have those go-to easy meals that can just be your default. So, I mean, we all want to have like steaks and things like that are, whatever. But if you just have those easy things, that's really going to help you. And we're also going to be talking about tonight just simple grocery lists, how simple they are or can be. You can make it as complicated as you want it to be, but how simple it can be. And also when you're out and about, you're running errands, maybe you're going to be on the road traveling with kids, whatever. What are those defaults for on the road? So we're going to be covering all of that stuff tonight and just real life experiences. Maybe it's not perfect, but we're not going for perfect. We're going for consistent. So that's going to be the name of the game tonight. Yeah, all for quick and easy. Yeah, it's got to be quick and easy for kids. So, and for us too, a lot of times. And, for my older boys and my little kids now, 2 of them, and my husband, the past, I don't know, month maybe, the quick and easy, this sounds really strange, but we got that air fryer, that big gigantic air fryer. It's the Ninja XL Pro air fryer, and we didn't get the one with there's a bunch of different ones that Ninja makes. There's also a big giant one that has an oven on the top and then the air fryer on the bottom. We didn't get that one. We want a big open air fryer space, not the 2 compartments. I think the 2 compartments are cool because you can, like, if you were doing keto or something, you could like do some type of veggie up top and then, or dessert, keto dessert maybe, I don't know, up top, and then do your meat on the bottom, and then those 2 smells don't go together and everything. But we weren't doing that. We were just going for a big open space, so we did the just the Ninja XL, whatever. But anyway, their go-to, all of them, has been steak. So we have been able to buy steaks for like buy one, get one for a penny at our grocery store, Brookshire's. We've been able to get them for $3 a pound for steaks. We have learned that the steaks with the bones in them, like T-bone and stuff like that, you kind of waste a lot. It seems like, for my tribe anyway, a lot of meat gets wasted, and then we'll put it back in the air fryer and try to cook the rest of it off or cook up the gristle. But it's just kind of more of a process. So we learned just to get the full on meat without the bones, and it's just more efficient for everybody. But I just keep steaks defrosted before I go to bed at night. I take out a bunch of steaks out of the freezer, put them in the fridge, or just put them on the counter in the kitchen because they're not going to go bad overnight. And that goes for any of the meat. Just put it on the counter and then stick them in the fridge. And if you want to dry age them, which nothing dry ages long in my house. I mean, it might like dry age a day, but I have that drawer in the middle of my fridge, but I don't know what y'all have set up. But I've been able to even use the air fryer racks and just set up the steaks, just put a towel underneath of it and just set them up in that middle drawer. I think it's supposed to be like an egg drawer or vegetable drawer. So I just set some up in there. But any way you can do it, just have your meat. This is the first tip I would say. Have your meat defrosted. Always have defrosted meat ready to go in your refrigerator, no matter what it is. Whatever your meat of choice is, definitely have your beef there ready to go. Whether it's ground beef, I always grab 3 big packages of ground beef, have that always in the refrigerator. There's no excuses. And it just takes so much less time if it's already defrosted to throw it in a pan and cook it up. So, so their big thing has just been grabbing a steak. This morning, my 2 little ones, Grace and Big Tex, so they are 8 and 7. They grab their steak out of the refrigerator, put it in the air fryer, and they know how to operate it, like to just click air fry. They do it for 17 minutes and they had their steak, and that's what they had. And then if they have any leftover that they like can't eat it all, then they just put it on a plate, throw a little napkin over it, like a little cloth napkin over it, and they just leave it until when they get hungry again, which is like sometime in the afternoon. And then they'll take their little bit of steak that's left over, put it back in the air fryer, warm it up, and eat. And that's what they do. So, and blueberries, they do frozen blueberries. But I try to limit the frozen blueberries and mixed berries to later in the afternoon. We don't start that berry deal until afternoon. They can't have berries for breakfast. It's the deal. So, so that's what they've been doing. And they put my Big Tex, he puts bacon grease on his. I keep a cup of bacon grease always by the stove, so he just smothers his in bacon grease. And my little girl, she just puts butter on hers, and that's the way they eat it. Now, little Tex, my little guy, he still likes ground beef over steak, and so do I, kind of, like most days. I know it's weird, but I have to really be in the mood for a steak. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of chewing. I just much rather have my ground beef. And I did away with the eggs because I'm doing a little experiment for myself. But usually it's ground beef cooked in tallow, topped with a slab of butter and some fried eggs on top of it. That's always been my go-to. So lately it's just been ground beef cooked in tallow, topped with butter, some salt. That's it. And little Tex, he could, some days he wants eggs, some days he doesn't want eggs. And in the past, I've just taken like a dozen eggs, put them all in the cast iron pan, put the lid on, let them cook on like a medium heat. And I don't flip them. I don't do anything. I just let them cook. The kids like them. Some of them like them cooked all the way through, and some of them just like a little yolky. And it kind of, I have an electric stove that doesn't have perfect heating elements. So you get both. You get all of the different variations of if you want your eggs cooked through or yolky, you're going to have it all in the pan. So some days we're still doing eggs. Like this morning, little Tex wanted eggs on his ground beef and of course butter. So that's been the go-to. My husband comes home from work. He grabs his steak from the fridge. He puts it in the air fryer and he feeds himself. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is like amazing. Amazing. My big guys, they get home from work. They grab their steaks. They throw them in the air fryer. They're done. They're done for the night. So amazing, epically amazing for a big family. So let's talk about, just keeping it really simple, keeping it really, really easy. The least amount of effort as possible is going to keep you on this longer and just allow you to kind of get your bearings, get your feet planted in it. And then if you want to do something special once in a while, if you want to deviate a little bit, that's up to you, but you just at least get in the groove, keep it really simple, and get your bearings. So this is the reason why keto and carnivore and ketovore and all of that work for people amazingly, because it is so simple, right? And you feel so full too. So let's give some examples of, I'm going to give you my basic grocery list and how much it simplifies our groceries. So here is my basic grocery list. And before I say that, I'm just going to say one other thing. I was watching a Dr. Bright video the other day, and somebody was asking her about recipes and different things like that. And she said, honestly, we just enjoy the simplicity. Like if we're just eating day in, day out, me and my husband, we just enjoy the simplicity of it. And we don't really feel the need to mix it up. I guess they used to restaurant and her husband was the main chef and she was the sous chef. And she said, so for years, they were always like, let's make this plate look pretty and let's add more color to this plate and all that. And she's like, we just really, really enjoy the fact that he can have some chicken with butter and I can have my steak and we are good. And if they travel, she's like, of course, if we want to treat ourselves to something that is off carnivore or whatever, or off keto, we do that. We can make a choice to do that, but we know that we're going to get right back on track and we know what our daily food is. And also she's like, there's just a lot more to life than eating big, complicated meals. Like and making big, complicated meals and food. There's a lot more to life. And she's like, if your only joy in life is making recipes of complicated food, you probably need to reevaluate some things in your life. She's very straightforward and direct. I was like, wow, ouch. Like, I think that was kind of my joy in life for a long time, was just like eating pumpkin bread and cookies. Like, I really do think, even though it made me discouraged in my choices, it was kind of like my happiness too. So anyway, just wanted to say that. So basic grocery list. Here's my basic list for our family. Beef, of course, beef. And if you can, go to a butcher shop or get a cow if that's within budget. Sometimes that doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's way cheaper to just buy beef at the grocery store. So make sure that it makes sense. Because you're going to go through a lot of meat and it has to make sense. So beef, and that includes steaks when we buy steaks, eggs, which are not on my grocery list right now. We have a ton of chickens. If you can get chickens and get chickens set up, and if your keto carnivore diet includes eggs, they will pay you tenfold. So we have eggs coming out our ears right now. I think we could have a full-time job of selling eggs right now. But anyway, tons of eggs. Tallow, but sometimes when the chickens aren't laying, we have to buy eggs. Tallow, and I already told you before, like I get that 7-pound big bucket of tallow on Amazon. I love it. I cook with it every day. It's also good for your skin. I know my friend Christine uses the tallow for her skin. She can tell you about that. Butter. So my new find on butter is we usually buy, there's like a Texas brand of butter that's just cream and salt. And then there's, my dog is licking my toes right now because I put tallow on my feet because my feet are dry. And she's licking my feet while I'm talking to you, trying to concentrate. Anyway, butter, yes. So we buy the Challenge butter. There's a Texas brand of butter. For those of you in Texas that I don't remember all of what it says on the package, I think it's in Spanish. There's that brand. There's the Challenge butter that we really like. And new find is Aldi has an Irish butter. It's organic grass-fed cows cream butter. And it's the same price or less, it might be less than the Challenge butter. Definitely less than the, I'm not going to think of it right now. What is it? The fancy schmancy, the butter in the green package, the Irish butter that we were buying just for my husband. He had like a special stash just for himself. Anyway, it's inexpensive. It's at Aldi's, and you know you can freeze butter, right? So if you have an Aldi's within driving range, you can go there, you can load up, and you can throw it in the freezer and just keep it. And it's very good. We like it. Next is berries, frozen blueberries, and then we get the frozen berry mix. We don't get the berry mix with the cherries in it because cherries are higher sugar. So we just get the berry mix that is raspberry, strawberry, and blueberry mix. And my kids really love that. And they just put it in cups and eat it. That's how we do. And I actually talked to my older kids today, and I was asking them, because we have 2 containers left of that keto powder, protein powder, the low sugar, whatever that I've been using for years before this for smoothies. And I asked them, I said, are you guys going to ever go back to smoothies? Because it's been like since summertime since they've made a smoothie. And they're like, no, we're over that. We're so over that. So I'm like, okay, good. I can rehome that to somebody else then, because that's pretty expensive. And I think that's part of it too in simplifying things, is that because you're eating such a simple diet, your grocery bill is going to drastically be cut. The only things that you are going to like make your grocery bill increase is things that are kind of extras that don't need to be. Okay, so we talked about the berries. So here's our extras, right? This is my extra list. I just added. The Silk Company makes this coconut milk. It's unsweetened. It's not perfect, but it's pretty daggone clean. It doesn't have Carnivore in it, and it doesn't have any seed oils in it or anything like that. And it's like barely no sugar at all, like nothing, and no carbs. And so it's lower in carbs and sugar than the half and half that I was buying. So I've been buying that from Walmart, but that is an extra. That is something that could very well be taken out if we had to live without it. We absolutely could, but it's not expensive anyway. And it comes in a big carton, and it's in the refrigerated section at Walmart. The other thing is half and half, and my teen boys and adult son, they like half and half in their coffee in the morning. So they buy that. And I think I shared this with you. One of the last live streams I did is they buy that half and half now at Dollar General, y'all. Dollar General, cream and milk in their half and half. It's called Cloverfields, I think. So check it out. You know, you all have a Dollar General within like 5 minutes. You can probably walk to one. So don't be spending the extra money for the Horizon half and half anymore, because you can get it at Dollar General and it's just cream and milk. So they pay for that. That's an extra. Of course, if you're doing honey, if you're allowing honey in your diet, that would be an extra, but it's not a necessity. And you don't have to do it all the time either. You could do, I have honey in my tea or coffee on Wednesday and Sunday. We talked about that in the past, like setting parameters where rather than be like an all or nothing, like I'm going to not have dairy at all. Well, that's really hard. I might never come to that conclusion, right? But if I say I'm only going to have dairy twice a week, oh, I think I could do that, So setting those parameters helps. Our other extra is decaf coffee and tea. My little ones do love having tea, a cup of tea, like hot tea is what I'm talking about. So they have hot tea, and we've been using the coconut milk in that. And then our other, this is a very luxury, but our other go-to extra that is not necessarily, it just came into our life in December, are those IQ bars. They're pricey, but me and my husband have a box in our bedroom, and on Sunday night, we each get an IQ bar, okay? And they're like, I don't know, 6 inches long. They're by 1 inch. They're really little. They are keto. They're low carb. They're like a gram of sugar, 10 carbs, something like that. Anyway, we like the dark chocolate salt ones. They are whole food. They don't have seed oils. And that's our special treat for getting through the week, for surviving the week. So that's our IQ bars. Anyway, there are extras, but that's it, y'all. That is our grocery list in total. It's so simple. I did a grocery order today at Walmart for pickup, and it was literally frozen blueberries and frozen mixed berries. And I got enough bags. I buy the big, either 64-ounce bags or the 48-ounce bags, whichever they have for blueberries, and then the mixed berries. And I just buy a bunch and I throw them in the freezer, and usually it lasts a couple weeks. And that is that. Let's see. I am going to get into the comments, but I want to try to get through this real quickly first. So easy go-to defaults when you're running errands, when you're out and about running errands, you're going to be out for the day. Maybe you're just running late, running to a doctor appointment, you got kids in the car, or it's just for yourself, right? So these are the easy things that I have found that have worked for me. One super easy one, if it's morning time and if there's little breakfast shops open, coffee shops open, drive through, we're talking here, egg and cheese sandwiches with sausage or bacon, whichever one you want. And you just order the sandwich. You can tell them to keep the bun, or if you're in a real hurry and you don't have time for the girl to figure it out, just order the sandwich, take the bun off, wrap your egg and cheese and sausage in the paper and eat it. And that's it. That's it. So that has worked out really, really well. If you have little kids in the car and you don't want the mess of not having the bun, I've done like take off the top bun and just leave the bottom bun on there. And then they can still kind of hold it a little bit, and it's not going to kill anybody. It's not perfect. I'm not eating the bun, but with little kids, I do understand that you don't want like a giant mess in your car. But sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches all day long. So cheap, so inexpensive, and just like a fast, easy go-to. The other one is like a taco place. If you can drive, we got a lot of them in Texas. If you can drive through a taco place and just get your taco ingredients, depending on what variation you're doing of ketovore, carnivore, whatever, you can get your taco ingredients, lots of cheese, without the wrap, right? Without the tortilla. Just put it in a bowl. Tell them to put it in the bowl. You want the taco minus the, you just want the meat and the cheese in a bowl. Another one, easy one, of course, everybody knows is hamburger patties. You can go to McDonald's, Wendy's, any hamburger place. and just order the patties with the cheese. You just want the burgers with the cheese or without the cheese if you're being really good. But I treat myself like I've done this a couple times since the past 7 months that we've been out, we've been driving, we've been really far from home, and we're not going to get home for a couple more hours. We just pull through a place and I'll get pickles and cheese on it because, hey, we're out. And it just feels a little special to have hamburger patties with cheese and pickles. And if my little kids, if they have ketchup on it or something that already came on it, I just don't stress about it at all. Like I just let it be. Another huge one that you can keep these in your car, in your bag all the time, beef sticks and jerky. I like beef sticks. I know I'm so strange. I like beef sticks better than jerky. I don't look for perfect beef sticks. I didn't when we started either, but we would go to like Atwood's, a lot of farm stores have beef sticks. Just look for your best choice that they have there. The grocery store, I don't want to pay through the nose, but I just want a big pack of beef sticks. So it makes everybody happy. My little kids stinking love beef sticks, and they think that is like, you might as well have bought them French fries. Like they just think beef sticks are awesome. So my older boys that have more money than us, they buy beef jerky. And again, it might not be like perfect. Like it might not be their beef jerky that they can make at home, you know, without sugar and all that, but it's just good enough. It's just a special treat. It keeps you on the carnivore boat and you just don't worry about it. You just keep on going. The other thing is unsweet tea. I talked about this before, but if you just want to feel like you're special in a day, you can just go through a drive-through and get a big old thing of unsweet tea with ice. And you know what? You get the feeling of the ice. You feel like you treated yourself to something special. And you really, who cares that the sugar's not there? You don't want the sugar anyway. And you just get some tea. And it's just really good. So, but if you're not there yet, you can always ask for them to cut it half and half. And even McDonald's, as horrible as they are, they have a special button for half and half tea. So there's that. You can also just do a coffee with heavy cream. You could do that with no sugar. You could do iced coffee with heavy cream and no sugar. There you go. That would be, how awesome is that? Like these are easy things. Also, if you're a big Starbucks person, like my mom is a big Starbucks person, there might be other ones of you out there. I'm not, but you can just quickly Google Starbucks, like how to order keto Starbucks recipes, and it will tell you literally like every single drink that you want to and how to order it, exactly how to tell them to make it keto friendly or low carb friendly. So there's lots of options. It's just at your fingertips. Just Google it and you'll have lots of options there. Next thing, we're in Texas, we're in the South. You all might have this too, but barbecue places, we got barbecue places everywhere. Never underestimate barbecue. It's such a treat. And when we're traveling, like when we're going, a few times we've gone down south or whatever, we just kind of figure out where the Buc-ee's is going to be or a good quick barbecue place is going to be. Buc-ee's is the fastest because it's already made up. They can just scoop it out, put it in a bowl for you, get some forks or some spoons for my little kids. You can get lots of beef jerky there too, or beef sticks there. And it's just a great option for traveling, running, that kind of thing. Barbecue, just easy and fast. Another thing is, and I just did this week because I've been watching Amanda from Carnivore's Me, and if you haven't gone to check her out, you got to check her out because she's so sweet and so inspirational. But lunch meats. So obviously you're going to want to buy the best lunch meat that you can buy and afford, but lunch meat is a great default. Also like pepperoni, salami, all your different cheeses, sliced cheeses. Now, I did hear Dr. Bright say that the better choice for cheeses, I think it has less lactose, is the orange cheeses. She said try to stay away from the white cheeses. I'm not exactly sure. That was the first time I had ever heard that. Just something to like stuff in the back of your brain. I didn't follow that exactly this week because for our Sunday fellowship meal dinner, I made a big tray of, it was like roast beef, and me and Grace, we rolled them all up so it really looked cute on the tray. But we did roast beef and ham and salami, and they had the packets at the store of like the big like deli sliced salami and the big deli sliced pepperoni, and we got some pepper jack cheese and some cheddar cheese and I think provolone cheese, and it was really good. And this is also just having that tray of lunch meats and cheeses, pepperonis, salamis. That is awesome for a pizza night replacement. Like if you have just every once in a week, this has always been my default, is that we make pizza or we buy pizza. Just, or if it's spaghetti, whatever it was your default, you just have to set up new defaults. That's all. And make it easy. Make it so easy that you don't even have to think about it. It doesn't require any effort. So my suggestion would be to buy a bunch of deli meats and cheeses and just throw them in the freezer and just have them. Because if you put them in the fridge and you have little kids, they're probably going to get into them and eat them when you don't want them to eat them because they're highly palatable, as Kelly Hogan says, highly palatable food. So it's more tempting. But if you throw it in the freezer, then you have it. You can pull it out like the night before, let it defrost, and then have your like little easy finger foods. I mean, how awesome is pepperoni and cheese? And little kids can get filled up on that. It's high fat. The salami's high fat. So that is awesome to take to a friend's house. Everybody loves lunch meat and cheese and pepperoni. I mean, that's just an easy family meal go-to, easy thing to do. The other easy thing to do is pre-made burger patties. Now she's going to cry. I don't know if y'all can hear her or not, but now she's changed her mind that she doesn't want to be in here with me and she's at the door. Pre-made burger patties, and you can keep them in your refrigerator depending on how quickly you go through them, or keep them in the freezer. Throw them in the air fryer. They're so fast. There's nothing faster than the air fryer for making meats. And if you have the burgers, you can just pull out however many you need, throw them in the air fryer, and it's just easy. If you wanted to have it be a special treat night, throw a slice of cheese on top of them, and it's awesome. Like it's a special treat. So that's what I ate every single day for lunch on the cruise boat, was burger patty, cheese, burger patty, cheese. And then I just had a fork, ate it. It was amazing. Unsweet tea. Next thing is meatballs. Don't underestimate meatballs. Now, when you're looking for the super duper easy way out with meatballs, you might want to shop around and find some whole ingredient meatballs, because they put some nasty stuff in meatballs. So definitely do your homework with that, because you don't want to be eating a bunch of seed oils and things like that. But you can make your own. We've done that, and the kids love making meatballs. And if you're doing sour cream meatballs, like toast it up in some butter and then dip them in sour cream, tastes like candy. But we're taking a break from sour cream right now. That's not on our grocery list. And then remember, there's transitional foods, right? So if you're just getting started with keto, carnivore, ketovore, remember to give yourself grace. We talked about like low sugar sauces or just whole ingredient sauces, especially if you have like meat aversion or something like that, or you're just kind of sick of it, you need to mix it up a little bit. That will eventually go away. But if it comes back, just add sauce to it. It's not going to be the end of the world or anything like that. We talked about honey for kids, especially if you just want to add a little bit of honey. Sometimes if you feel like they're struggling with like, oh, I don't want eggs, or oh, I don't want ground beef. Oh, do you want some honey on it? You want to dip honey in it? Oh, yeah. So sometimes honey is just the right thing for kids, that it just perks them up a little bit. You could also just do honey mustard. You could just take some whole yellow mustard, cheap, and just mix it with your honey and do a little honey mustard dip if they want to do that. That would be good for the meatballs too. Pickles, definitely a transitional food. We went crazy on pickles. We had pickles almost every single night in the beginning of our carnivore, because sauces and pickles just make life exciting. And if you can find some good options at the grocery store, aside from the sweet pickles, you kind of want to stay away from like the bread and butter pickles. But if you can find like some spicy pickles, some different things like that, it just keeps things interesting in the beginning. And in the beginning, variety is the name of the game for most people. In the beginning of this, you're going to want to mix it up. You're used to eating a wide diversity of food, probably. So in the beginning, you're going to want to have chicken once a week, have ham once a week, have some turkey once in a while, have a roast, then have a steak night, and then have a meatballs night, and then have a meatloaf night. And, just you're going to hamburgers. You're going to want to mix that up. Maybe not. You might just be hardcore. But I think most people find it easier in the beginning. I know we did, was like, okay, we had hamburgers tonight, so tomorrow we'll have a roast, and then the next day we'll have some ham, and we just kind of kept it rotating like that. So that way it just kept it interesting. And then you have all those leftovers too in the refrigerator. So that's where I think Amanda's husband on Carnivores Me calls it meat mush, but we ate a lot of meat mush. It's like the most amazing, phenomenal stuff, because you're going to have leftover shredded roast. You're going to have leftover bits and pieces of your ham, leftover hamburger that you can refry in butter, and you put that together, maybe some leftover barbecue. It's going to be amazing. Like, it's so good. So I enjoyed that so much. I mean, fry some eggs and throw it on top of your meat mush. Oh my, it's just so good. So in the beginning, you might need variety, but as you go on, you're probably going to just find your groove. You're going to find your things that you like and enjoy, and it's just going to make your life so much easier and so much more simple. And if it's easy, you'll do it. If it's complicated, you're not going to do it. And I think the great thing about carnivore and keto and all that is that you eat what you want until you're full when you're hungry. And if you get bored a little, if you want to deviate a little, you can. And then you can come back around to it. If you want to add in some unsweetened yogurt and then throw some blueberries in it. And then, oh, that was a cool little phase. And then you kind of go, whatever. You can move around. And that's the cool thing, I think, about it, is that there's so much diversity in it. It doesn't have to be a steak and butter and salt every single night. But if you are a steak and butter and salt person, that's awesome. And my kids and my husband and even my little ones, they just love their steaks. So that's really cool, I think. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that for a mom. All you need is an air fryer. And in the beginning, I used my Instapot constantly because I would just take out a whole bunch of frozen meat from the freezer, whatever it was, put it in the Instapot with some water and cook it. And that was our meals. We did a lot of roasts back then. But yeah, you can cook anything in Instapot, chickens, turkey, what, if it fits, you can cook it in there. All right, let's see what everybody is saying. Miranda said, hi from snowy Canada. Wow. I bet it's beautiful up there, but it's rainy here and cold enough. Cold enough. Let's see. Let's see what Prep for Eternity has a double oven and it's really cool. Do you find that you're using the double oven? Like, do you use the top part? And how do you do, like, so I guess you could do like burgers in the top and steaks in the bottom. That's pretty cool too, because then you have two separate settings. So if you had like two different things going on, that would be cool. All right, we're going to get some wisdom here. In the beginning of the week, I grab a bunch of different meats from the big freezer and put it in the fridge for the week. It's all about doing, sorry, I have the camera like right in front of my face, all about doing meal planning. Yeah. So you can just pull it all out for the week and just have it in the fridge. So that's awesome. Let's see. Miranda, those prices are so good. Steak is about $9 a pound, $6 US where I live. I just stick to ground beef. I'm looking forward to picking up beef order in March. Okay. Yeah. Just keep asking around. We just had a friend, him and his wife and little kids are going ketovore, carnivore. They're going to figure it out. And he's up in Minnesota and he said that he could get a whole cow for, I think it was like $4 a pound. We were like, wow, we can't even grow them for that price down here. So that's awesome. Oh, Caitlin says, hello. Hello, Caitlin. Christine said, it's so nice when they cook for themselves. Yes. So nice. Like, it cracks me up that, and my husband, that they're eating steaks, the little ones. Today for lunch, I had ground beef cooked in bacon fat topped with a dollop of sour cream. It was so good. Oh, yeah. Sour cream is my kryptonite. And hey, so is this cheese that I just got. So is this cheese. We were off of our typical beef, salt, and water deal for yesterday, the Lord's Day, because that tray of lunch meats and cheeses, nobody could resist it. It was too good. So we just had to. But I think I could overeat cheese so easily. Just like I could overeat sour cream. I just have problems with limiting myself. So I think I would have to like, okay, these are the days that we're going to do the lunch meat trays. This is a day you can have sour cream, because if not, I'll be at Walmart every day buying like a half a gallon of sour cream. Yeah, ground beef with sour cream. Anything with sour cream is amazing. If you have steak topped with butter with some salt and you dip it in sour cream, it literally tastes like dessert. Like, it tastes like there's no better food on the planet, I don't think. That's what I found out on the cruise boat. But I gained 5 pounds on the cruise boat, so that's why I have to stay away from the sour cream, because I think it makes me eat more beef than I need to eat. And the beef butter sour cream combo is a good one for me to like pack on pounds. So I gotta be careful. I have been doing venison. Let me put this up here. Mixed with bacon grease and salt. Oh, that sounds good. I wish we had some. I have some deer meat left over from last year. One of my sons got a deer. I wish that we were getting more deer, harvesting more deer. That would be epic, but it's not happening this year. They're just too busy. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. Season the ground beef with salt, garlic powder, onion powder. Not quite ready to give up seasonings. You don't have to. I don't think you have to. If you're not having a problem with it, I wouldn't give it up. You're not dousing it in sugar, so we have some seasonings still on our counter, and they don't have sugar, but they're just like, garlic, onion. They're just these like mixes that the kids got. And not all of my kids use them, but I think a couple of my older ones might use some. And I don't know. I don't keep track. I think Big Tex, he likes this lemon pepper seasoning on his steak. He gets so excited about it. Okay, more wisdom here. Ground beef is my go-to when I'm tired. Yep, just not in the mood for cooking. Big time for everyone. Tonight was ground beef, bacon, butter, sprinkled cheese. There you go. Yeah, beef, butter, bacon. Yeah, so easy. Tell us the new perfume. Yes, she went away. She's asleep up on the step now. She's so fickle. She changes her mind. She wanted to be in here with me, and then she fell asleep. She's on the step sleeping by the door right now. I'm talking about my dog. If any of you don't know, it's our little multi-poo dog. Okay, let's see here. Whenever any of us are at the store, we buy some butter. That's a good technique, I think. Just buy butter. You can't buy enough butter, so just buy it. Throw it in the freezer. You'll have it for another time. Let's see. Do I know of any good, clean vanilla coffee creamers? No, I would just put vanilla in it. I just added vanilla to my coffee forever. And you can just get straight vanilla. You can even buy it in bulk on Amazon. That's what I did. I bought like huge jugs of it from Mexico. Just read the ingredients. The last gallon of vanilla that I got, I had to pour it down the drain, which I think I paid like 60 or 80 bucks for it, but it had corn syrup in it. And so you do have to read the ingredients, especially if you're buying something online. That's just a good tip all the way around. Like when I'm even just shopping at Walmart online, if I'm doing a grocery order, always click on the ingredients, click to see the labels, read your labels, because they are horrible with what they add into stuff. Like, and you just don't know. We found a good no sugar, just whole milk or whatever yogurt, and we were really excited about it. There's also a Greek yogurt that I got that is no sugar. They sweeten it with stevia. It has some ingredients in it, but nothing is like, it's like citric acid and stuff like that. I think there is some tapioca flour in it, but nothing is like that horrible in it. It's just, why did they put all that in yogurt? I have no idea. But my oldest son, Matt, was reading me the container today, and he said, yeah, the vanilla one, the no sugar vanilla Greek yogurt is really good, but the same company that makes the strawberry one has like some kind of vegetable glycerin or something in it. So you really, really have to read your labels and make sure that you're cool with the ingredients, because they sneak stuff in there. But yeah, for coffee creamer, I would just get a cream that you like, whether it's heavy whipping cream, or if you can find a clean one, or if it's half and half. We had to go with half and half because we have yet to find a good heavy whipping cream that doesn't have like a bunch of junk in it. But Dollar General has a good half and half. And it's the same carbs, the same sugar as heavy whipping cream. So don't worry about that. And it's cheaper usually than heavy whipping cream. The half and half is. And I would just put vanilla in it. Just get, just buy a whole vanilla and put it in there. Vanilla extract, I'm saying. Let's see. Can't get her fully on board with cream yet. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, if you're drinking something that's those pre-made creamers, it's going to be really addictive because those all those pre-made creamers, when you look at the junk that's in them, yeah, it's going to be like getting off of Coca-Cola. It's going to be not so fun to drink regular straight cream if you're coming off of something that's highly processed like that. I think you're just going to have to do that. That's just going to have to be like, this is the option. This is what we're doing. I know it's no fun. You'll get used to it. It's life. Okay, let's see. It's a good question. Amanda says, if your family's using the air fryer all through the day, do you bother to clean it each time? No, I do not bother to clean it each time. I would have a full-time job cleaning the air fryer. No. I clean it when it's horribly dirty. There you go, Amanda. That's your house cleaning tip from me. I got extra trays. This is a tip. I got extra trays for it though. I ordered extra grate for it. And there was like a couple other extra pieces that I ordered, like an extra drip pan. So that way I can, and all goes in the dishwasher. Awesome. So I can just take out the griddles, like all the stuff. I can just take it out, throw it in the dishwasher and go through. And then I have the backups so I can just put them in. But it does need to be wiped out. Like, every once in a while, you do need to just get in there with a soapy rag when it's not hot, obviously, and just wipe it out and clean it out good. But no, that thing gets used and abused at our house. Okay. Christine's extras. Heavy whipping cream, coffee, sour cream, blueberries, very occasionally a smidge of cheese. Yep. Yeah. I mean, how simple is that? It's just like so awesome to have life so simplified. Hello, Carlos. Nice pick there, buddy. Love the big tractor. That is really cool. Let's see. You can ask for a bowl at the fast food place for egg and sausage for the kids too. Yeah, that's a good idea. I shouldn't have been so lazy. It was my mom was here and I just ordered the sandwiches so they could have the bottom piece of the bread. But it's so bad. Those biscuits. Oh my. I don't even want to know what are in those biscuits in those fast food. We have not good. Texas, not good for breakfast drive-through places. I'm sure it's horrendous what's in those. So that's not something that we've only done it like once, maybe twice. I can't remember. But yeah, that's a good idea. Just ask for a bowl. That's what I got to do. Yeah, country stores. Carlos, I think you've been talking to my boys too much. Yeah, the gas stations have good, and the country stores have really good food. According to my older boys, the gas stations have really good burgers. Yes, they do. I've had a couple burgers at the gas station, even the double burgers with cheese at the gas station. And we've done that a couple times. Me and Miss Grace stopped in there. And the way that they spice their burgers, it's kind of like on the cruise boat. It was like seasoned, like the burgers are seasoned. So they really do taste good with cheese. Of course, everything tastes good with cheese. And I'm sure it's not the best cheese in the world for you. I don't want to think about it. Don't want to think about it. But that's only happened a couple times. So I should probably opt out of that cheese. But anyway, it's so random. It would only be like if you were doing it all the time. Anyway, let's see. What else everybody is saying here? Somebody said silk. Miranda, you said silk, and now I'm thinking to tell y'all I have silky eggs in the incubator. This is not related to anything food related, but me and our Miss Grace, we could not resist. Our silkies were laying so many eggs, and we just had to put some in the incubator. So we're going to have some more white silkies. really soon, probably like within a week. Speaking of babies within a week, our pig, Beans, also not related. Sorry to food topic, guys. Just taking a break real quick. But Beans, our mama pig, Cooney, poor thing. This is her second litter of babies that she's had. I don't know if you call them litters, but piglets that she's had. And her belly literally drags the ground. Like her teats are like in the dirt, dragging the ground. I feel so bad for her. Like, I thought she was going to have these babies the end of December. And I've been waiting. I have video footage on my phone. I was sitting out there in the hoop house with her. It was like Christmas Eve. And I thought for sure she was going to have those babies. Like anytime I just thought these, I mean, you're just going to see a baby pig being born. Like anytime she was having contractions and the whole deal. That was Christmas Eve, y'all. Poor thing. Poor thing. I have so much compassion for her. I went overdue with all my babies, so I just feel so bad for her. Anyway, unrelated, totally unrelated. Sorry. Silk Dozen, unsweetened vanilla, dairy free creamer. I don't remember how much additives though. Yeah, I don't know. It might be something to check out. I really don't know. Another thing that you might want to check out if you're trying to come off of like pre-made creamers like that is you might really like the stevia drops. I got the stevia leaf drops from Amazon, and for me, they were a waste of money. I didn't like them. I didn't like to me, it tasted like artificial. The taste of the stevia, but they came in like a set, and I got like whatever the coffee flavored stevia leaf drops were. I got those, but it just wasn't my thing. I just didn't like it. But maybe somebody else would like it on here. Maybe that would get you through. I just liked taking regular vanilla extract and just adding it. I mean, you could do any kind of extract that you wanted to and just add a couple drops to your coffee, and then that would do it. So let's see what else. Let's see. It's fun to watch the cashier's face when you order 10 burger patties, half with cheese and some pickles on the side. Christine has a big family too. That is pretty hysterical. Yeah. We haven't really done it with like a whole bunch of us. So yeah, that would be funny. That would be really funny. And I don't know, does anybody know there's some way, I think Dr. Barry did a video. I haven't found it yet, but that you specifically order the hamburger patties that it's cheaper. I have not found this trick yet. Every time I've ordered hamburger patties without the bun, I end up paying the full price of the burgers regardless. So if somebody knows that trick or can link that video and share the love with us, because there's supposedly a hack for that. There's a way that you say your order that you just get the patties at a cheap price. Boys do it at the gas station all the time, but their gas station people know them. But I don't know the fast food way to do it, because every time I've ordered burger patties through fast food places, I end up paying like the same ridiculous price. Let's see. Prep for eternity. We are so close to no sugar in our tea. And that's a big deal because we are in Alabama and love our sweet tea. Hey, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. Well, maybe you could find one of those stevia leaf things. Maybe you would like it. I didn't like it. Yeah. So, and maybe you could switch. I know Dr. Barry said there's really no big difference between sugar and honey and any kind of sweetener. There's no difference. It's all just sugar, and your body just deals with it as sugar. So I know that honey is not like exempt from that. But yeah, maybe you can gradually, like, I don't know. You're doing good. Don't worry about it. If you got to keep that, don't worry about it. That is not going to doom you. Carlos says, indeed, barbecue's amazing. Yes, it is, Carlos. I agree. And if we're traveling, I am not a Nazi about the barbecue either. Like, if we can get it without sauce, great. But if it's already made up and it has some sauce on it, it's just going to taste like candy to us, but whatever. I mean, you just grab and go. You do what you got to do when you're on the run. For dates, my husband and I will go to our local barbecue restaurant and share a side of ribs. It's not perfect, but it's a wonderful treat. There you go. And that's what we're talking about tonight. Not perfect, but sustainable. It's got to be sustainable, guys. You got to be able to do it long term. And I think a lot of that is putting in those parameters of like, okay, it's this person's anniversary or whatever, or it's our special treat. We're going to do this, you know, like Dr. Bright said, when she goes on vacation with her husband and they have scones and coffee and they choose, they can choose because they're adults, right? And you can choose to do something and deviate, and then you know you're going to get right back on it. So that's the whole thing. Such a great idea for any potluck or family night. Yeah, I think maybe you were talking about my lunch meat platter. I'm so excited about that. I stole that idea from Amanda on Carnivore's Meat. And I'm just like, okay, I know this could be kryptonite to me. So like, I can't do this all the time. I cannot have lunch meat in the refrigerator all the time. I can't resist it. Definitely not. And cheese is the same way. Like, I have to purposefully say, like, Sunday is our cheese day. If we're going to get cheese, it'll be on Sunday. We pick it up on the way home from church at the grocery store. We get enough for whatever we're doing, if it's burgers or whatever. And then that's it, because it can't just be in the house. There's no way. And my husband would live on cheese. He did live on cheese. So I definitely can't keep it. Okay, let's see. I keep a box of pre-made patties in my freezer, already cooked bacon too. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. Yeah, already cooked bacon. We've done bacon in the air fryer, and there's some people that like it like that, me. And then there's other people that prefer it in the oven cooked. And then there's other people that want it in the cast iron skillet because they like it fattier. So we have all different people around here. But yeah, pre-cooking it that's the way to go. It's all about making it easy. Take a 10-pound chub of ground beef and make a mess of meatballs and then freeze them. That's what I should do. That's what I should do. That would be great. And my little ones love to make meatballs. We get every size meatball. We get like little teeny tiny ones, big giant ones. They love making them. It's fun. All right. Oh, thanks, Carlos. He's getting the plug for the Texas Boys honey. Yes, we're not trying to be anybody's downfall tonight. But if you are looking for some good local honey from Texas, we do have some. In moderation, people, in moderation. It should last you a long time. All right. Oh, in the beginning, I'd mix some honey in my butter and eat a spoonful. It really helped. Yeah. You know what's funny? That's a good little hack. Hey, sometimes you just got to get through it. You just have to, whatever it takes to get through it. And if it means a little bit of honey on some butter or, whatever, hey, success. You didn't eat a cookie. So you had a successful win there, I would say. Yeah, I had some butter tonight with my ground beef. Actually, it was sorry. Oh, my brain. I'm getting tired. It was just like ground beef. It was meatloaf. basically. It's just ground beef with a little bit of seasoning. Last week, I only put salt in it. And so this week I spiced things up and I used a little bit of, there's like a garlic, onion, salt blend that my kids have on the counter. So I put that on it and it did really make it taste better. And I refry those little squares of meatloaf in tallow, top it with some butter, but I had some cold butter too that hadn't melted yet on it. It literally just tastes so sweet. Like when you're not eating anything sweet, butter tastes sweet. There's no hard rules. You do what works for you in the moment. That's what I love. My husband has homemade sourdough on the weekends. Yeah, that is the thing. Yes, you can cook 2 different things instead of easy to get them done at the same time. Daily. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Christine says she loves her seasonings. Yeah, don't pigeonhole yourself. Don't feel like, and it doesn't mean you can't, like, you don't have to say, well, I can only eat beef, salt, and water if I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have to do that forever. Don't do that to yourself. Just do little bits at a time. Do what's really easy for you. And later down the road, if you get to a point that you want to challenge yourself and say, hey, I wonder what life would be like without seasonings, try it. And maybe you're going to find out that it's exactly the same and you really had no problem with the seasonings to start with. Now, if your seasonings are like MSG and like really, really bad with sugar and stuff like that, it's probably better to like find healthier choices. But you do what you can where you're at. And like I said before, I was dousing my dinners in General Tso sauce. And it was, it wasn't high fructose corn syrup, but it was definitely 6 grams, 28 grams of sugar per tablespoon. So, that was not ideal perfection. And that was the first several months of my carnivore journey, was because I needed to be able to eat the meat and I needed to be able to stay on the boat. And that was what did it for me, was the General Tso sauce. And you know what? I still have I don't even know how many bottles, maybe 5 bottles of General Tso sauce in my pantry. I stopped. Don't need it anymore. I really, really needed it for a certain time. I don't need it anymore. So that's the cool thing, I can really, really enjoy the sour cream once in a while, but I know that I don't need it every single night. So it's having that control over your food is really cool, when basically my whole life, my brain was controlled by what food I was going to eat next, and the food controlled me, and the cravings controlled me, and my brain didn't operate as good. And me and a girlfriend were talking about this tonight, and there's a whole lot more to it than just the vanity of losing weight. There's so much more to this. There's your brain health. There's your long-term health. There's just so many different things. There's your relationships. When your brain is healthy and your hormones are healthy, then your relationships are healthier because you're more stable. So there's just so much more to this. Feeding your body simple foods and good protein and good fats for healing. There's a lot to it. You guys, you really helped me out with the comments tonight. Okay. I did see someone put a little bacon on the bottom of their butter, and it really got me interested in making that. Okay. Let's see. Sorry. Oh, you want white silkies too? Really? Can I ship you some? I have some extra roosters that are very nice. High quality, super high quality. They're like eBay eggs hatched out from last year. I paid too much money, but they are very, very nice quality roosters. I just have too many. I could put one in the mail to you. I don't think you can do that anymore. I used to mail birds in the mail, but Um, I don't think you can do that anymore. I don't know. I think you have to have all the tests done and blah, blah, blah. So let's see. Oh, Amanda says she can't figure out the fast food places either. No, I can't either. And I think that I like try to do it really good. I'm like, okay, I just want a burger, patty, and the cheese. And they're like, okay, that'll be $50. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how. I don't know. I've done it a few times now, like maybe 5 times total in 7 months. We've been through some type of fast food place and we've attempted to order burger patties and we still pay through the nose. So I don't know how that is. And they're really not that great either. Sorry. But it's so disappointing. They're just so gross. And, but whatever. I know some people really think they're a treat. Like my boys really think that those gas station burgers are a treat, but to me, it's not that great. I'd much prefer to be home and have my ground beef cooked in my tallow, y'all. It's like half tallow fat and half ground beef and butter and salt. And when I go back to it, a couple fried eggs. Oh yeah, that's like my happy place. Oh, Caitlin, you're helping us out. You have to say a la carte and get the hamburger, cheese, and bacon. What? Really? I didn't even know. Caitlin, do they know what a la carte is in Texas? Has anybody in Texas tried this? Because I could just imagine this like, a la who? I'm not even going to say anything else because I could say something else, but it would probably get our channel banned. So I don't want to say any, but I can imagine like, a la who? Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Maybe it does work. Hey, I'm sorry. If you are closer to the big cities in Texas and y'all have way more culture than maybe we have out here, then maybe we know what a la carte is. Maybe I am very much underestimating. But okay, I just had to make a funny joke. Okay, so that's how I'm going to try it next time. My kids put monk fruit sweetener or honey in their coffee and tea. Yeah, I think is monk fruit sweetener lower on the glycemic index, Christine, than honey. I just heard Dr. Barry talking about honey yesterday, I think, or this morning. And it really made me feel bad. Like I was like, okay, I gotta get my kids back off the honey. My little kids I take it all. I take them off the honey and then the honey just comes back again. It's hard. It's hard. But like I said, because if we start to hit a little bit of bump in the road, then I'll just be like, how about some honey? And then that makes everybody happy. It's not the end of the world. All right. So if you're eating out, don't worry about the sauces either. We go out. We don't go out that much anyway. Right. Exactly. If you were doing it every single day, it would probably add up and be a thing. But if it's not your everyday thing, then don't worry about it. And if you're just getting started, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It'll come in time. It all works itself out in time. Recently, we declared Sunday our splurge day at church. Potlucks were becoming stressful. Mentally, that freed me up from the stress. Since doing that, I hardly want the food anymore. Yeah, there's not. It doesn't even have anything on you anymore. Like it doesn't. It all looks amazing, but it's just like, yesterday we had a fellowship meal at church. 2 of my kids had chicken pot pie. There's a lady that makes this epic chicken pot pie. She makes big trays, homemade chicken pot pie every single Sunday. And 2 of my kids had the chicken pot pie, like little bits of it, and then our meatloaf. And then they had all of the cheeses and the from our tray. They had like a whole bunch of meats and cheeses and things like that, and some grapes. And that's what they had. Um, oh, and except for Big Tex, he said it wasn't worth it. He wasn't doing the chicken pot pie. And I even talked to him last night and I was like, you can have the chicken pot pie, And he's like, nah, I just wasn't feeling like it. It was just okay. So, yeah, just keeping it simple. But I think that the food freedom in eating this way is just so awesome, because before, what used to be like a struggle in your head to be like, oh my, there's all those desserts up there. I really want a dessert. Oh, that would be so good. And then you have a dessert and then you're like, oh, I shouldn't have had a dessert. Like that was dumb, or, some people in my family in the past, not since carnivore, but in the past would have had two desserts at church, and that was when we were plant-based, because the carbs just had us. We were high carb, low fat, lean protein, plant-based protein mainly, except for our meat, that we had in the freezer. And man, the carbs just, they have a hold on you. It's just, you're powerless to that. Like, it's just crazy. All right. Yeah, Carlos, I hear Five Guys is a good, I've heard somebody else say that Five Guys is a great place to go for burger patties too. And, I was thinking this because Amanda from Carnivore's Me, I know I keep talking about her like she's my new best friend, but I just watch her every day. She's so sweet. She does monthly meetups, and I was thinking that would be so much fun. I don't know if any of you, I'm looking around, I don't know if any of you, except for Christine, my buddy, if any other of you are in the East Texas area, but we do know some other carnivore and ketovore people that are in East Texas. And I said that to my husband last night. I said, that'll be so much fun. They do meetups, and just once a month, they all get together, hang out, say hi. And then they usually go to a hamburger place and just get hamburger patties and eat and hang out. I'm like, that's awesome. I think we should do that. And he was like, yeah, we should totally do that, because we have some new people. We have a new couple at our church. Today is their 1 week carnivore anniversary day, 1 week carnivore. They jumped in the deep end, straight carnivore from mainstream food, like normal, regular normie, USA, all the processed, all the things food. They jumped in the deep end, her and her husband, and they're, I think, early 30s. They have a bunch of little kids, and they're doing it pseudo with their kids. They're getting their kids used to it in leaps and bounds, but phases. And they're just blowing the socks off of it. I mean, they are just doing amazing. So amazing. 1 week in, her husband's down 6 pounds. She's down 6 pounds. And they're doing fantastic. And I shared with them, I've been sharing a lot of tips from Christine. Christine is my real life in life carnivore mentor, if you guys haven't picked that up already. And she texts me pictures of her food. She talks through all the things, like we had a fellowship, like a hymn sing and fellowship meal. Well, they had soup, and she was like, that's like my favorite soup. What am I going to do? And I said, well, we're just going to feed our kids before we go. And she said, okay, that's what I'll do. We'll feed our kids before we go too. Then I don't have to worry about it. I said, yeah, don't worry about it. Just show up for the singing and just skip the food part. If it's too much, like, you always have to set yourself up to win. And it doesn't mean that you're always going to have to skip the food part. Maybe next month, when the singing time comes around, maybe there'll be somebody who brings a nice meat tray with cheese, and maybe you can munch on that and enjoy that. Or, maybe they'll make meatballs next time, and we'll just, we can roll with it. But right now, like when it's fresh, they're 1 weekend, and you're faced with these situations of like, oh no, what am I going to do? And that's my favorite kind of soup. And how am I going to say no to that? And just skip it. Just skip it. Don't put yourself in a position that you're going to, get stressed about it. You don't have to say yes to everything. You can skip things. It's okay. we still got together, we sang, we had a great time, and it was all great. Back in the summertime, we had a hymn sing, and they did pizza that night, and we weren't feeling strong enough as a family back then to be around all the pizza and be able to say, well, I mean, we could have said no to it, but I just didn't want to, guys, I always talk about like, I want my kids' relationship with food to be a very positive thing. I don't want them to ever feel like it was a restrictive thing. I want them to feel like they're making choices and they are active in the decisions. So I didn't want my little kids, especially my big kids were like, we could have said no, it was gross pizza. But my little kids, I didn't want them to be like, oh, everybody else is eating pizza. I'm like, our family stinks. You know what I mean? Like, so we just skipped the pizza part. That's all. It's no big deal. No big deal. You can do that with birthday parties too. You just, what time are y'all eating? We're probably going to be there a little bit later. Don't wait around for us. Our family used to do that all the time, and it wasn't even because of dietary restrictions. They would just be like, go ahead and eat without us. Just call ahead. If it's a big family get together, just don't wait for us. Go ahead and eat without us. We're going to hang out and get there when we get there. Oh, well, if somebody gets offended, they'll get over it. Nobody's going to get offended. But if you have family that gets offended, they'll get over it. They love you. They'll get over it. Hello. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're in Alabama. I can ship you some Silkies somehow. That's not that far. We'll just have to say they're something else. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you guys are keeping me on here tonight. Okay. I'm going 20 minutes over. I can't seem to eat enough yogurt. Makes my joints hurt, but otherwise doing well on carnivore. Okay. Well, you just roll with it. And maybe that's just a reaction that you're having for right now. Maybe it won't always be that way, or maybe you'll find a different kind of yogurt that doesn't do that to you, or maybe you just can't have yogurt. It's not the end of the world. So, yeah, I am pretty sure that decaf coffee, and I know decaf coffee and yogurt are two totally different birds, but I'm pretty sure that decaf coffee, every time I tried it and tried to add it back in, I would be in horrible back pain. My lower back would just kill me. And it would take like a day or two for it to kind of like subside and go away. But now I can drink decaf coffee. And I'm drinking our decaf coffee, which is what was giving me problems before, but I don't have any problems with it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a detox thing too. Okay. Dr. Berry says it's the bee barf. It works for my girls. It's what works for them, keeps them from processed sugar. They're young. Yeah. Bee barf. Oh my. Yeah. Hey, if it keeps you on track, do it. That means it's a win. Okay. If it doesn't get you off track, it means it's a win, and you can tackle it down the road, or maybe it'll just always be your thing. You can moderate it. You can take it out. It's just like me and sour cream. Okay. I can eat egg whites. Yeah. Or too much dairy messes with my sinuses. Yeah. And lots of people just eat the egg yolks. I mean, they're really good. Oh, Five Guys is expensive, Carlos says. Yeah. Oh, okay. Izzy says, aside from y'all online, I don't know anyone around me who's carnivore right now. It's my husband and I and the dogs. Oh, you got each other. Well, that's good. But you need a carnivore group. Izzy, where are you at? Where are you at? What state are you in? Are you anywhere close to Northeast Texas, or where are you? I'm sure there's meetup groups, right? All these keto groups and low carb and carnivore groups. I'm not on Facebook, but I would think that there's people that actually have real groups that actually meet. but we want to do a group in Northeast Texas. We think it'll be fun just once a month to get together and like eat burgers with people and just say, yay, you're doing it. That's awesome. Keep doing it. And just talk about whatever. We can talk about chickens, pigs having babies. All right, I'm down to the wire here. Carnivore crust pizza for the win. Yes, Christine has an amazing carnivore crust pizza, and it's chicken. It's made with chicken, and I can't remember what else. You've told me a few times, but I don't have the ambition to make the amount of pizza that it would take to feed all my family. So I haven't retained the information. So I'm sorry, but it's made with chicken. I know that. And it's very, very good. And it's very simple. All right, Caitlin's going. Oh, Carlos is going to get his license soon. Yes, Carlos, you'll have to drive down and say hi. Carnivore and no gallbladder. That's really, really common. First of all, like lots of people have their gallbladders removed, and you might want to check out Dr. Barry's channel and just type in Dr. Barry gallbladder. He's going to give you all the information that you need to know to proceed with that. Or you can listen to any of the other great doctors, carnivore doctors on live. I'm sure Dr. Chafee would have some information on it. I have heard just off the cuff that ox bile supplement, and I want to say, is there like aminopeptides or something like that? But definitely ox bile, you can supplement with that until your gallbladder will kind of form like a pseudo gallbladder, and it will help to process those fats. And even though it won't be like your real gallbladder, it'll start to function in that same way, and you won't have to stay on ox bile forever. But sometimes that just helps just in the beginning to help you transition. But you can always go on to a Dr. Barry live stream. He does them every week, and Dr. Chafee does live streams every single week. Or just type in no gallbladder and carnivore, and you're probably going to get more information than you'll know what to do with. But it's really, really simple. I think it's only those two things that I've ever heard is ox bile and peptides, I think, if I'm saying that right. I think Alia Wells, if you ever watch her, her name of her channel is Alia Wells. I think she had to supplement with ox bile in the beginning. All righty. Thank y'all so much. And thanks for being on tonight. We did go over, but I guess maybe I made up for yesterday for leaving y'all. I just was really enjoying my rest time and just being with my family. So maybe we'll just plan that for the rest of this month, that Sunday evenings, maybe I just won't be on Sunday evenings, if y'all can just remember that. And I'm just going to be probably hanging out with my family. It's just hard to pull away from them Sunday night, because then I know Monday morning my husband's going to go to work. All my big O's are going to go to work, and then I don't get to see them much during the week. So I just love snuggling up, and we watch like every Alaska documentary. You would think we should live in Alaska. We've literally watched, I think, every single Amazon Prime Alaska documentary, YouTube Alaska documentary. It's like our go-to. We watch all of that stuff Sunday nights. So anyway, love y'all so much. Thanks so much for the great conversation. And I hope you have a super blessed evening with all of your people. And I will be back on here tomorrow night, 7:00. Hopefully we'll just keep it to an hour maybe then, unless we got more to talk about. And love y'all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.